breakdown before we get into it. Now, we hop right into the search and destroy. We'll see if Boston Breach can end this 0-9 skid in the qualifier, but I guess 0-12 stretch overall if you include the major. Desperately looking for some success here, and it looks like we're going to have maybe a retake scenario, but number 2 in Envoy, a chance to be the playmaker on the other side of it. He wins his gunfight, so this really makes the Breach setup have to turn its heads.
Well, but Priest is going to catch Kleenex on the bomb. And now behind the smoke, they're going to get aggressive, and I love that play, the retake from Snoopy and Pentagram. So behind Envoy's first blood, and honestly, like, that is what he does. I love sort of seeing him playing that lurk roaming role. It's what he was known for so long, just finding those openings in those first bloods, but his teammates get taken down when he rotates back.
Well, no, I think that's what you had to do there if you're Breach. Like, you're worried, Zombo gonna hit the flank. Is he gonna wrap back, like, apply pressure before he's able to make a play? And they did that. By the time he gets back, they'd already made some noise. They get the kills. They'll be able to get the defuse, but, I mean, really, it's just Priest's kind of answer and then the ability to get aggressive while Envoy still out of the play. I mean, he knew where he was.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Kleenex there, if he has his smoke, can get that bomb down. Just a nice angle. Maybe you can switch up that plant angle so he doesn't get caught from there. But I think he's just worried about middle of the map. So nobody looking over him. They were ready for that mid-take, but as soon as he dies planting that bomb, it was wide open for Breach to just use their numbers on that side of the map.
But a nice 3v4 win for a team that's been struggling, obviously, in the mode. So good stuff so far. Unfortunately, though, one round does not mean a search and destroy victory. So we'll need 5 more. And it's really just been they've had some great starts. They've been up a 4-0 in a search. It's just been the ice late has been the problem.
Yeah, even on this map, I think they've had like a round 11. They've gone deep.
Yeah.
Like they're 0-2 on 6-star Ultra. This is their first time playing in a match. So again, a team working on their map pool in search and destroy for the major.
And so, and I kind of said on the desk, like both searches, kind of them working on stuff where they've been struggling there as well. Now they get to work on a 4-on-4 retake and now a live atmosphere. See if Boston Breach can hold some tags in and a first blood. Pentagram, Priest up, light it up, Scrap, Kleenex, bringing it back. 2 versus 2, 30 on the clock. Some nice damage into Kleenex there with the nade, so they know his position. They're going to send it behind that. Down to a 1 versus 1. Kleenex able to win it, and he's putting some extra love sauce there. The player's face, I believe. I don't know if I can say that on broadcast.
Well, I think he was just like working out. He was doing squats.
Yes.
Light day. He doesn't skip light day in Canada.
There you go, Joe. Thanks for being a consummate professional.
But your way works. But Ultra, nice retake there. And then
Sure
into that 2-on-2, you know, you lose bomb site control, but you saw Snoopy loading the nade up, and they were just going to go. Because they could be on the defuse, trying to use that nade damage as an advantage to sprint on forward. They had it. But Kleenex, a nice reposition for the W.
So what? I mean, it's a 3v4 for Breach to start. I guess technically a 2v4 you'd say for Ultra, even though it was kind of chaotic there. But first 2 did go to Breach. You brought it back, but this time the Hammer of God's coming on forward. Ultras want to get aggressive. They send it. They fry Snoopy. And a whole lot of trouble just inside of a smoke. And, well, as the nade hits, his position's given up, and they fly like a flock of seagulls.
They sure do. And that's what you're going to see on this map, right? It's a lot of retakes, and on the opposite side, it's sort of, do you want to play for middle? Do you want to 4-stack one site? They opt for the 4-stack on defense. The problem is it was an A-hit for Toronto Ultra, and they just go. Fight fire with a lot more fire.
Yeah, no, that was a hit. That was a hit for sure. That one was done real quickly. Is Kleenex 4-1 now. 4 straight for him as well. Scrap and him have the team in the backpack right now. They have 8 of the 9 kills currently. Beans is back, but his search and destroy prowess not yet helping. He's looking for his first. We'll see if they can now make a play over towards B. They got 3 other players here looking for the opener. Great shots there from Priest. A Scrap nearly fried him.
I think that's a bit of an ego chow there from Scrap. He's just really your info guy. I mean, you'd love for him to get in some info, and his first shots are on the player inside of the pool, but then he's like ready for the next gunfight. It's just, again, your one job there is to get the info and play the 4-on-4, but it's Scrap.
It reminds me of, honestly, like poolside raid, like the one guy that would play back. Get the info, just don't die.
Yeah.
Like, and when you die, things fall apart very quickly. Like, there's some, listen, the map's not raid, but there's some similarities just in kind of how it's laid out. But that reminded me of that. Like, we used to always say, like, you can't die in that spot. Remember, like, Zenny would always die in that spot, then Toronto dropped him and they got good?
But yeah, no, he can't die there.
That is true, Joe. It was definitely an ego check. He came out like bunny hopping, like trying to find it. Almost absolutely zapped one. We'll be tied up 2-2. Yeah, a little 2-2 split now for Toronto Ultra. And you've got all four just hitting it defensively over towards A. So the two players from Toronto trying to just get out with their lives. You've got a free site. One can't get out. Scrap maybe a chow he didn't need to take because that's a 1 versus 3.
It's the same thing. Yeah, that sort of island player, your job, you have it. They have the B bomb site. I mean, you'd love for him to get one. If he gets one, it looks good. It's just that now you don't. Now it's a 4 versus 3. You put your team into a tough spot. The good thing is bomb is down, so time working against Boston Breach. Kleenex in a bit of an off angle. You would think a quick trade. There it is. And there is the swarm, the double from Snoopy. Envoy, though, gets behind enemy lines. He's going to have a chance here. Opts to just go for a gunfight, maybe get a freebie. Not going to see it. That's the problem. And, well, there is the retake. And, yeah, you weren't wrong. Just scrap. He's playing for 1.
Yeah, he kind of sacrifices himself so Envoy can get out, too, I guess.
Like, no, you should just run.
Yeah, I mean, Envoy was able to, right? Like, we just didn't see what their POV looked like when the push came in. Like, if they got eyes on all 3 that were up front, like,
I mean, all it is you see the smokes, you see the trophies go down, and that's it. Like, that's the info that you need from the Ultra side. And, you know, his players are hitting pool. Like, all right, we don't see anything. We're going to start to hit this bomb. But a couple of rounds now where Scrap gets caught, and now it is a 1-round lead here for Boston Breach.
Gets caught like old Young Bo's 10 toes, Joe. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't, but here we go. Boston Breach working over towards
all have
A.
10 toes? Oh, yes, not all of us, but...
Honestly, I got no idea. Zenny texted me because I roasted him and then asked me to do that.
Okay.
But now, Bob will work it up towards A. Love you, Zenny. As they go to get this down, Nade's get a hit. Beans will drop. Plant won't go through. It was close, but Priest now he'll take his shot.
Yeah, no trophy. So double nades gonna hit from mid. They are gonna play for this. He should jump down to Snoopy though. What kind of timing does he get middle of the map? Watch that number 5. Here we go. As Denny is up, able to find the first and the second, but his teammates drop. So 1-on-2. But he has the cruise now. He has the cruise. He could opt to use this if he wants to. Nade in hand. Oh, and the nade works past it, and he's gonna get caught. So Snoopy not able to clutch on up, but again, that first blood leading to a round win.
Woo! To 3-3 we go. You'll have the cruise, as you mentioned. Snoopy popping off a little too much work to try and do there, but we'll see when maybe that comes to play as we get deeper into this surge.
Yeah, what was there, 20 seconds left? I'm a bit surprised he doesn't use the cruise, but...
I think when you call it right around that, yeah.
Well, maybe they just want to use it in a safer round. Doesn't want to risk it.
Honestly, with him on the heater, I kind of thought, well, I guess the fact he still had utility, maybe he thinks maybe he can play with the nade if he's able to get a good hit on that.
Yeah, it just flew over.
Yeah.
It's a cannon for an arm.
A different story if he lands a good one, though, probably. All right, here we go. All 4 this time will play as a unit for Ultra on offense. No more 2-2 split. Maybe somebody getting caught. We'll see what they do behind this. But 8 for now. Open. Priesta just jamming out in the club.
Yeah, there's your info play from Priesta, just watching that cross. Now his teammates mid-stairs going to start to work over towards A. Bomb's not going to be planted. And Ultra going to opt to take this fight middle of the map, so they just get caught. You had the bomb site, but they're like, let's hit mid. Maybe we catch a timing. Instead, they got caught.
Insight now. 1 versus 4. He's had some wild search and destroy rounds. Some crazy clutches in his history as a player, but very tough spot now. 1 down, though. Chow's the next. Knew he had a tag or 2. Thought maybe he could take it with a pistol. Not able to do it.
He's shooting well.
Yeah, he's shooting.
Up to 4 for Boston Breach.
Yeah.
Up to 4. Nice little, rotation play there. They don't get caught by Ultra. Ultra's just trying to find that timing as they transition on through.
I mean, you're fortunate in some ways. Like, you know, you're playing some of Ultra's maps that aren't great. This is your chance to really capitalize, maybe get a search win, but nothing is really good for you right now when it comes to search. So even though Ultra's working on stuff, like, you're working on everything too if you're Breach, right? So didn't expect them to come in here and dominate, but look, tracking back to get bomb now. That'll be Priest that'll pick it up.
All right, so he's going to use a cruise the way he's playing this, so He's gonna call it in. What is he gonna find behind this? His teammate's gonna start to work over towards B, and he's gonna hit inside. So nice first blood with the streak.
A beautiful view there from up top as the cruise comes in.
Now Ultra want to go. They're trying to catch Snoopy on the flank quickly, and they will. So behind that, because the bomb wasn't already up towards B, bomb's not planted. The cruise turns into a 1-on-3, and these are the rounds we are talking about that have played Boston Breach. They use the cruise, they have all the info, and then Ultra just punch him in the face.
That was actually physically painful to watch. But almost like how I said that first round, it was like great to get aggressive after, Amba got the first pick mid, and they had to be very decisive with it. Like, Snoopy calls a streak, they know he's towards spawn, right?
Yep.
So they just go at him. Now, the other side of it, Scrap just pieces him up. But, like, I like that. Like, isolate them quick. You know he's behind the rest of his squad. So great decision there from Ultra. But still, it's just, you got information, you got a kill, you got a first blood, you're leading in the search and destroy. We're creating new ways to lose rounds.
Yeah, just great reaction from Ultra. They know bomb's not planted yet. Like, they're going to be working towards B. Let's catch them on that setup, and they did.
They did, yeah, they certainly did. Now, trying to go forward like the hammer again. As they'll get onto A, trophy out, bomb getting planted. Two people can attack this from mid.
Yeah, big trophy from Scrap there, saves him.
I mean, how often do we see where it gets down just a second too late?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're dancing in the smoke. Scrap can't hit the shots his teammates do, though. His teammates light up everybody as the POV for Scrap looks like a horror film. For the rest of them, though, they got the gunny, they got the lines of sight. It's all vibes and smiles now for Ultra. As the 4-3 lead for Breach, now a distant memory.
And this is just sort of mid-game adjustments, right? You're seeing it here live from Scrap. He switches it up to the rival, pulls out the trophy for CleanX so they can get the bomb down, but then knows how have they retaken this bomb site time and time again. It's a smoke. If they want to play in these smokes, I'm going to pull out an extra rival and get Mixy.
Yeah, literally, he's basically chest bumping two players. Like, it looks so awkward there. Like, he just starts shooting at the ground, but like, he's at least able to call. There's people on me. Teammates got the line of sight. They'll be able to take it down. He's on 4 straight. After that massive round 8, he had just a couple rounds ago.
So there's some info here. They hit a stun over towards B. That slows this down, but now Envoy's going to hear so much. Trophy down, bomb being planted. They're going to try to, I thought maybe go as he was planting, but now you're waiting on Scrap and CleanX on the opposite end.
Beans with an opening pick, gonna get them to around 11, sending it down forwards. Envoy snaps back. Oh, nearly a triple, but Snoopy able to win that fight. Now 30 seconds to go. Scrap gets another on 5 straight. Snoopy in a 1 versus 2. The map hinges on him. He's 10-6. He peaks, he drops. It's an Ultra victory, and it's 0-10 in search and destroy for Boston Breach within this qualifier, and the total stretch now is out to 13 straight, which matches the worst I could think of in the short time Easy Mac and I talked. Like, you are in territory of some of the worst search and destroy stretches we have ever seen in Call of Duty Esports.
Yeah, and again, it's just behind rounds like we saw in round 8. I mean, you go back and maybe say Snoopy